Welcome to Community Unitarian Universalist Church of Plano. I'm Sarah Reiling, one of the worship associates, part of the team that brings the service to you today. We're glad you're here with us, whether you're here in the sanctuary or you're watching us from home on the streaming. May you find connection with us and nourishment for your mind and spirit. First, you notice the candle of life is burning, and it's burning for Linda Frank, who passed away last night. So it's a big surprise to everybody, I know. I would like to dedicate our service to Linda Frank. Unitarian Universalism is a non-creedal faith that recognizes that we are all part of the interconnected web of existence, and we lift up the worth and dignity of all people, and we work for them to be treated fairly with kindness and respect. Here at Community UU Church, we welcome all of who you are, and we want to share your joys and acknowledge your sorrows and concerns. There is a book in the back, as Sandy says, a book in the nook in the back. Is that right?
That's right.
All right. Where you can write what's on your heart today. And we'll acknowledge them later on in the service. You still have some time to do some writing if you want to. Today is our annual Poetry Sunday. Our speakers are our fellow congregants who are brave enough to share poetry with you today. There are some long-time favorite poems being read, as well as some original works. When we have memorized a poem, we say that we have it by heart, or that we know it by heart. An apt description because there's something about verse that bypasses the intellect and goes right to our emotional center. So in today's worship, let us open our hearts and enjoy some poetry. My first exposure to verse was nursery rhymes. How many of you have a favorite nursery rhyme? Mine is Hey Diddle Diddle. Do you know it? The way I learned it was, hey diddle diddle, the cat and the fiddle, the cow jumped over the moon, the little dog laughed to see such sport, and the dish ran away with the spoon. When I was small, smaller than I am now, the big book of Mother Goose was in the bookcase on the bottom shelf so I could reach it. I never got tired of looking at the pictures and asking for it to be read aloud so I could learn the rhymes. I bet most of you still remember a few nursery rhymes you learned as a child. Do you want to say a few together? How about Hickory Dickory Dock? Hickory Dickory Dock, the mouse ran up the clock. The clock struck one, the mouse ran down. Hickory Dickory Dock. How about Jack be nimble? Jack be nimble, Jack be quick, Jack jump over the candlestick. Okay, just one more. How about Sing a Song of Sixpence? Sing a song of sixpence, a pocket full of rye, 24 blackbirds baked in a pie. When the pie was opened, the birds began to sing. Wasn't that a dainty dish to set before the king? The king was in the counting house, counting out his money. The queen was in the parlor, eating bread and honey. The maid was in the garden, hanging out the clothes. Along came a blackbird and snipped off her nose. I always thought that was revenge for the pie. I don't know. Our next poetry reader is Mina Daffinee.
Good morning. Good morning. I wrote this poem in 1980. It's a diamante, and just so you can better enjoy it, a diamante is a 7-line poem. The first and last line is a noun. The second and third line is describing the first noun. The fourth line is a transition line. The first two nouns describe the first noun, and the second describe the ending noun, as do all the rest of the words. And this is called Stages of Love. It's about a mother and daughter. Baby, tiny, soft, crying, cooing, gurgling crib bottle. Powder, cream, comforting, cuddling, protecting, gentle, inexperienced mother. Daughter, young, happy, running, playing, learning, crayons, toys, games, books, listening, helping, teaching, patient, energetic mother. Teenager, carefree, temperamental, fun-loving, eating, growing, school, food, cars, clothes, shuttling, understanding, frustrating, frantic, busy mother. Bride, blissful, gay, exhilarating, lively, frightening, gown, bouquets, parties, ceremonies, contented, weeping, dejected, lonely, miserable mother. Mother, cheery, nervous, overjoyed, beaming, scared, delivery, infant. Cradle, grandchild, exhilarating, guiding, aging, gray, mellow mother. Grandmother, serene, wise, understanding, composed, soothing, eyeglasses, albums. Wrinkles, rockers, fulfillment, self-willed, contented, fragile, philosophical mother.
Thanks, Mina. Our next poet and reader is Arne Hagerhorst.
I just joined the poetry club last month, and I've been taking care of my elder aunt for several months now, and she wrote me this little 3-line thing. All right. Let me just go with mine. First one is aging. Getting older, we watch the ashes of my life smolder. I stand shoulder to shoulder with my peers as we peer in becoming aware into the sunset of our lives, becoming aware of our lies, told to others, the worst of them told to ourselves. The some days become nevers as we gauge the quality of our endeavors, stretching our minds' memories to remember the days of serenities. Let go of the past, they say, but that is the only way to learn and grow, keeping our past in tow. Some ways become out of reach as we struggle to teach to the unlistening ears all of our hopes and dreams, all of our endless tears and fears. Watching as moonbeams become sunrises, pondering what the end brings and the beginning arises. Watching as the earth gives birth to spring. It was the first one I wrote after the poetry group. And this second one, it's called The Others. I know the energy is there, of that I am quite aware. They speak to me in waves, coming to me on some days, shaking my spine, ruffling my wings' feathers, lighting my halo without my efforts. I cannot reach for them, they must come to me. It is the only way I see the things in my mind bleed. Why they come to me is unknown. Maybe I have been intoned. My mind wonders aloud. Is it real or not allowed? Could it be part of my disease? Only I can know. Life after death is a fact. It is not a circus act. Be careful who you tell. Some don't understand this bell. And this one is a little longer. It's called Where I Find Myself. Another time, another place, what I will put on the line just to save face, dragging around another town, run out on a rail, ending up in jail, every time I fail to hit the head of the nail. What I want to be is hidden inside of me. Even when I bought a house, I could not keep quiet like a mouse. Something so terrible, it's like a nasty parable. Another day, another drug, acting like a common thug. Another way, I cannot say, why I must despise myself every time I look inside myself. I've wrecked cars, been tossed out of bars, chased out of town by my own tail. I tell myself another tale. Lies and deceit, don't wait for the receipt. Can't pay my bills, I head for the hills. Inside my mind, I seem to find a deeper love, like some black dove. One day, I say, I will become my other self, but alas, I put it on a shelf. Despite so badly I want to grow, I know, someday it will be so. If only I had the brass balls to face the darkness in the halls of my mind, I am unkind to everyone, mostly to me, because I cannot see the love I give so tenderly, why it does not belong to me. I hate my diagnosis. It's like a terrible dream. My mind is lost in psychosis. Often my reality is only conscious of my fatality. Knowing, there is no end to my disease. Flowing, in my mind, no one believes what I find. So real to me, I cannot define. My sickness cannot be medicated. It's something to which I am dedicated. Some see what I can be, if only I share their reality. Voices are loud and clear. I find myself in fear. I am positive others' energy is deposited in my spirit and my soul. Some things I know without a doubt. Others believe I have run afoul. If only I could discern the many things with which I am concerned. From the foundation of my beliefs, I know they're like fall leaves. The end and the beginning are muddled and just thinning the souls of the living. If I reveal what I know, I surely will be left to rise like dough in locked wards, unable to look towards another time, another place, where my mind stops the race. Another line, another face, to show outwardly to all who are cowardly. What I show outwardly is only what I think. Others will be able to drink one day, exactly when I cannot say. Others will believe me, whether or not they can see me. The others are real. To the living they seem unreal. Maybe I am dead, despite what I believe in my head. Reality, you see, is only how you look at me. As we turn the kaleidoscope, it changes how I cope. Dancing on the floor, is it really a hidden door? I refuse to accept my disorder, despite what others say is in order. I know for a fact there is no order that will satisfy my soul, that will change my standing, that will fill my bowl. Knowledge of my understanding is hidden from the living because I am afraid of giving anything others see as outstanding. Sometimes I feel I should be locked inside the wall that is blocked. From others who claim to be aware, nothing is beyond the stairs. Everything I know is true, cannot be seen by you. What I see inside of me, others say it cannot be. They live in their own reality. What kind of spirituality leads me only to fatality? One thing I know, I must go. My calling, my falling, it is not done. My mother says, my son, you have to have fun. Even though I think I am done, I see that others' needs must be met like growing reeds in a pond that only feeds the things I must heed. On my soul, it takes a toll. I wish I could console my own weary mind. To myself I learn to be kind. Eventually, substantially, changed forever, like love that ends never. Floating, boating, sailing, flailing. Again and again, I cannot grin about my own sin. Everyone says I'm crazy. I think they are just lazy. If only they could see beyond their views so hazy, views of how things must be. This is not their reality. If only they could see what it means to be me, how I feel, how I deal, how I see what is real. They will never know about the places that I go. The facts that I know are not theirs to see as real. They will never know how I feel. The things I know are real are things with which they could never deal. It is a gift, it is a curse. It sometimes gives me a lift, but the lift is soon to disperse. Like cash leaving a purse, it runs like a screaming hearse. Why am I so destined to know what others cannot keep in tow, what others cannot see as real, what others will never feel? Stop! What others will never know, how it is that they go on and on until the dawn. They will never see my reality.
Thank you, Arne. Now it's your turn. Anyone have a poem they want to read? Come on. Some of you do, I know. Come on. Yay, here she comes.
Hi, I'm Sandy Schneider. I'm a new member here. My favorite poem was written by a Persian mystic / poet named Hafez in the 14th century, and it's called With That Moon Language. Admit something. Everyone you see, you say to them, "Love me." Of course, you do not do this out loud. Otherwise, someone would call the cops. Still, though, think about this great pull in us to connect. Why not become the one who lives with a full moon in each eye, that is always saying with that sweet moon language what every other eye in this world is dying to hear?
Thanks, Sandy. Anyone else? Be brave. There's someone here and there's someone coming up behind, so.
Hello. I just called this beautiful poem up on my phone. It was published in 1802, and it was written by William Wordsworth, and it's entitled Daffodils. Daffodils are those beautiful yellow flowers. It's a very nice nature poem, and the message is how inspiring it can be to be alone in nature and enjoy it, and also how inspiring it can be for poets. Listen to the beautiful rhyme scheme, the alliterations, the similes, the beautiful personification. Here you go. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high over vales and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze, continuous as the stars that shine and twinkle on the Milky Way. They stretched in never-ending line along the margin of a bay. 10,000 saw I at a glance, tossing their heads in sprightly dance. The waves beside them danced, but they outdid the sparkling waves in glee. A poet could not but be gay in such a jocund company. I gazed and gazed, but little thought what wealth the show to me had brought. For oft, when on my couch I lie, in vacant or in pensive mood, they flash upon that inward eye, which is the bliss of solitude. And then my heart with pleasure fills and dances with the daffodils.
Thank you, Stephanie.
Whenever I talk about poetry, I always start with a white lie, and that is, I hate poetry. It reminds me too much of my youthful self, scribbling profundities into journals and the fuming angst of high schoolers everywhere. But if that were actually true, then how could I appreciate the keen focus of a haiku? How could I love the songs I gleefully sing, which are not but poetry woven through with chord and cadence? And how could I recognize the power of words spoken centuries before my birth and recognize the shared humanity that defies time itself? It is why this poem is one of my favorites, and current political events, not to mention this current political administration, have made this poem whisper to my soul over and over again, reminding me of two things. One, that power is fleeting, and that this too shall pass, whether or not I live to see it. I met a traveler from an ancient land who said, 2 vast and trunkless legs of stone stand in the desert. Near them, on the stand, half sunk a shattered visage lies, whose frown and wrinkled lip and sneer of cold command tell that its sculptor well those passions read, which yet survive, stamped on these lifeless things, the hand that mocked them and the heart that fed. And on the pedestal these words appear, my name is Ozymandias, King of Kings, look on my works ye mighty in despair. Nothing beside remains. Round the decay of that colossal wreck, boundless and bare, the lone and level stands stretched far away. And so concludes Ozymandias by Percy Shelley. So I end this with a truth. The art I love most is writing, because right craft is best craft as far as I am concerned. And the truth is that I am in awe of the poet and know my skills with the pen can never approach it. Why am I awed by the skill and tutor detail used to build verse if I do not secretly love it? And so I say, write poetry, feel the things, scribble in journals, and tell your truths in whatever form you can, and be part of that human tapestry.
Thank you, Melissa. Anybody else? Sandy, you're coming to read a poem?
Oh, no, I was coming to sit down.
Oh, see, this is like waving at someone and finding out they're waving at someone else, right? Has that ever happened to you? If no one else has another poem, oh, you have one more? Okay.
That last one, by the way, flew out of my heart in about 10 minutes most. This is a shorter one. It's called Friends. New and old, they fill my soul. Find no faults, enjoy the shared thoughts. Some come and go, when and where I never know. One's born before and after me. My heart tills them like a garden hoe. Flowering like madness, together we taste better and better as they age like fine wine. Savor every moment, because you never know when God will take them to join the others. Still I will know them like long lost brothers. We all have something to share. We all have the desire to care. Like wildflowers, we give each other powers. Alone I see nothing. Together we see everything. Moment to moment we are free to be together like beaches in the sea. Sometimes I don't know what they mean to me until my eyes are opened and released. What I mean to them may be eternity, even though they may be deceased. Like galaxies that go on forever, friendships come to an end never.
If you enjoyed the poetry today, you may want to come to poetry group this Wednesday at 6 p.m. We meet every last Wednesday of the month at 6 p.m. here at church. So usually we wait out in the foyer until we gather enough people, and sometimes we just stay there. So it's very relaxed and easy. You can just listen. You can read a poem you wrote. You can read a poem that you just like, or just sit and listen. So I hope we'll see some new faces on this Wednesday. I think Linda would have enjoyed this service. Deep peace of the running wave to you. Deep peace of the flowing air to you. Deep peace of the quiet earth to you. Deep peace of the shining stars to you. Deep peace of the infinite peace to you.